Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I was just going to say that there's some very nervous energy in the air today, but I do have some more messages to get out from today, and actually a really important message first I want to tell you before I forget to bring it up, and this was from codes I got after the main read that I did this morning that I'll report to you in a minute. But Tay Sachs came up, so anyone who knows someone with I worked in medical research for 25 years, but I don't know anything about lab work. And some codes came up about Tay Sachs disease. So I don't know if it may be a clue to something that someone needs to know, but I was getting several downloads about it, and I'll tell you what they are real quickly. I was getting, first of all, to support Tay Sachs disease. It destroys the nerve cells, or the neurons, of the brain and the spinal cord. It has to do with an absence of an enzyme that breaks down gangliosides, and so the toxins build up in the brain and affect the nerve cells. So first muscle control goes, then blindness, and then paralysis, and then death. And the ancestral lines are the Ashkenazi Jews, the French Quebec, the Old Order Amish, and the Cajun Louisiana were listed. The gene is Hexa, H-E-X-A, and it's the 15th chromosome. And there was a couple things that I was getting that matched, that were syncing with this, that that are totally unrelated, but they were syncing. One of them was pi, because the 15th chromosome looks like pi, so there might be a pi calculation that has to do with this that someone needs to know about. The letter R was coming up. I was looking it up as far as elements and stuff like that, but R came up, and then I came across a diagram of the of how the gene carries down to the children, and it's all described as R and little r. So there, the recessive gene and the dominant gene, but they were described as R and small r, showing the unaffected as the two capital R's, and the unaffected of the gene, the children that are affected by both the parents, are the two small r's. But R came up separately from this already in my read this morning. So there's something about R, the pi symbol, and pi, and also the gene Hexa, because X was coming out to me, so I don't know if it's the X chromosome that was important, or X, like EX. There's something that maybe someone was working on before, but should resonate with that person. And then I was shown a chart of the 15th chromosome, and it looks like, okay, so I'm getting confirmations here, and it looks like kind of a worm, but it also looks like the small I, like the I with a dot in like 3D, because it's a long oval with a dot on top and then another small dot. So it reminded me of the small I, like in pi. So there's something there that's connecting it that someone needs to know about in lab medicine, anyone who deals with research in Tay Sachs disease. Also, the codes I was getting in relation to this download was to support Tay Sachs, that the energy of the heart and the emotions also are brain wars. So whatever I guess is affecting the Tay Sachs disease can also help cure some other things having to do with the energy of the heart and the emotions. Also, and again, the pi symbol and the gene Hexa, which is the Tay Sachs gene, and the X symbol of the X chromosome, or EX, that relates to something, to someone. It might trigger someone into something they understand. Also was relating it to mastectomy Sachs. I have no idea what this relates to, but mastectomy Sachs, that the energy of the heart and the emotions too come from this issue in the same as the Tay Sachs conflict. It was downloaded to me as brain wars, like the conflict in the mind triggers. Also, in relation to this stuff, also supporting T Sachs, that most T's are really good energy of the heart, but it was pointing out that 2 are bad and damage the brain. So I'm hoping that someone hears this who will understand what it's supposed to mean, because I know nothing about this kind of lab medicine and this kind of research. So I just wanted to put it out there. I'm sure that whoever's meant to hear it will listen to the video. I'll put Tay Sachs in the header. So, but now on to the other reads that I got from today. But that I haven't gotten something direct like that ever relating to a disease. So it was very important. Today is the 29th. I'm sorry, I was just trying to get some sun. Actually getting some sun, getting rays from the sun has been very helpful to this energy, especially when it's so stressful like it is today. So you might want to get yourself out there, put your feet in the dirt, that kind of thing. Really ground yourself. I was reminded of the flying stick today. When I was in France, I saw what's the bug I brought up yesterday? The dragonfly. When they mate, they look like a stick flying. It's like two dragonflies together, because the male holds the female by the head, basically. And then it folds over into a heart shape on a branch of a plant. So the fireflies mating is very beautiful because they're hearts, and it's like a pulsating heart if you see them. I'd never seen it before. I don't know if everyone has, but when I was in France, I literally ran down to check the water. I was by myself and saw a flying stick, and I followed it down to the plant, and it folded into that heart, and then it just pulsates in and out, in and out. So it's really cool. But I was reminded of that today, the stick. The flying stick, that's the heart. And the letter R came up, so whether it has to do with the Tay Sachs stuff or it means something to someone else, the letter R, the capital R was coming up. And the rainbow. Yeah. Okay, so the number 41 came up today. I'll get into that in a minute, but 41 is the Ace of Cups, so really great loving new start, new love energy today. The 29 of July 29 is the Three of Wands, and I was getting that 0 point today, because it's really in the card is usually, you know, looking toward the future, waiting for your ships to come in. But now I haven't been saying that anymore, because we're not supposed to be looking toward the future, right? We're supposed to be saying present. And today I literally got that was representing 0 points, so the Three of Wands. That's today, 29/11, so it's 11, very spiritual number. The 47 that the day adds up to is another 11, 47/11, but 47 is the Seven of Cups. So it's that very twinkly 11, you know, which some people maybe say it's an illusionary card, but it's not. It's really just about dreams and what you believe in, right? So the 47/11 is about dreams. And staying at 0 point. So that's the energy for today. It's the 7 of spirituality on the inside, the 4 of stability on the outside, looking like you're very responsible but being very spiritual on the inside, and then the 29 being very compassionate on the inside, selflessness, and then on the outside having a very feminine energy. So really the 29 is a very feminine energy. The codes I was getting this morning have to do with several different things I was getting. I got to support like urgent love, self-love, good advice, mass turf. Well, I'll get into the turf in a minute. A good mastering turf wars were coming up a bit. Also, someone who's deaf came up, and a good dance teacher. Having to do with mastering things, bridging to guidance counselors, and dance teacher came up as well. Good advisors, counselors, that type of thing. Mass urgent hour to ace your Ra deep guidance. So you know your God guidance basically. So this is like an urgent hour right now a mass urgent hour to master your guidance. Turf war, also, where race came up. That you are a good guide. You're the dancer. You know, the dance of the twin flame relationship. You're really doing that dance with everyone. It's that reflective dance back and forth. You know, you deal with certain issues, you go apart, and then you come back together, the dance. So you're a guidance counselor in that sense, a dancer. Okay? Also, and Spirit's connecting with me. Also, I was getting mass turf where at maybe a racetrack or something. Somebody's at a race, a big event, where someone's in aid to tell people where to pee. I literally got where to go to the bathroom. Someone might get stuck telling people where the bathroom is at a racetrack or something. Or maybe just someone needs to race to the bathroom. Maybe you're the one who needs to race to the bathroom. But it was coming up under mass turf, so a big place. Also, all for one and one for all came up, the Three Musketeers. And also something specific for local for me. I got all for one, a rad EP guidance counselor. Okay, so there's a local school that's EP, and it's coming up here. There's a rad guidance counselor there. That's all for one and one for all. The Three Musketeers was coming up very strong as aid. And also the family guy, I was getting like the P guy. It was and dance. If that means anything to anyone, let me know. The P guy dance. But it's aiding the family guy. I was getting PTV from that and family guy. So maybe someone who doesn't normally dance may dance in a Three Musketeer way. Could be like people at home. A mother and father with their kids, that kind of thing. I don't know. So if something comes up with that stuff, let me know. And also, P guide ants. There might be a P guide too, some kind of guide. But it had to do with going to the bathroom, and I was getting pee and poop. And then ants in relation to all this stuff. So let me know if anything comes up with you guys from what I just said. Also, just the letter R came up. And I looked it up. I just got the free software for statistical computing and graphics. Then I kind of wondered if that was a way of just getting, collecting more information about individuals. So you might want to feel into that one. Also, the devil was reminding me this morning in this read about the right knee block, and that coming up as a distraction to keep the twins from staying calm and ending their pain stuff right now, all right? Because we're in the final hour, basically. So there's going to be interferences. So stay in your power. Don't listen to what anyone says. Don't care about anything. Just be yourself and be ready to stand up for yourself. I was getting lamppost, signpost, that they were trying to dim your light, and they will, because the dark is going to try to, interfere as much as they can. I was also getting, weirdly today, the King of Cups. Well, the King of Cups is coming out into the public eye. But at the same time, I was getting, just today, it's not a general thing, but the King of Cups as the false light. Okay? Because really and I was being shown today, and it may just be for today, in my read for today, that the King and Queen of Pentacles were the twins, but the King of Cups was coming up as the false light, because we normally see the King of Cups as that unconditional love energy, because it's Cups energy. But we're going out of our emotions now, because we're staying at 0 point, okay, which is mastering, which is the King and Queen of Pentacles. So I was getting the very beautiful energy about the King and Queen of Pentacles are united. The King of Pentacles still requires a little support to stay on board. There is a rainbow over the Divine Feminine. So you might actually start seeing rainbows, even in your own aura, if you're practicing to see auras. And that the Divine Feminine has extra pair of legs and some extra stash, or cash, or whatever it is. But just that it's bringing up that the Divine Feminine has assistance. And I was also getting a little, like, God joke. Hold on. I was getting that the alignment and this, I guess this was the joke, they were being funny with me, that the alignment of the knee, because, you know, the right knee kept coming up, so today I was getting a left knee issue for the Divine Feminine and a right knee for the Divine Masculine, so that the alignment was a little off to the left, the Divine Feminine, left knee, the Divine Masculine, the right knee. And so I went outside to see about a rainbow and put my feet in the grass. And I spoke to, I always see a white moth when I go out the door in the mornings. This has been going on for years. And my daughter and I had a hamster that died after 6 months. He was the cutest little guy, and we buried him out front. And ever since then, this moth has always followed me, like when I'm walking down the path in the morning. So I saw that moth in the garden on one of my plants, and just staying there, allowing me to talk to them. So that was nice. And admiring my blueberry bush, which first time I really had blueberries on there. But just reminding you, it's very grounding to get your feet out in the dirt. But the joke was saying, "Ah, the beautiful couple, so happy with their bent knees." Okay, so it's like showing me a picture of the couple together with one knee bent on each side, which was kind of funny. Chemistry came up, and actually that the Divine Masculine is being released at that moment, and that was 10:27 this morning, no longer cut off from the Divine Feminine. I was getting the King of Cups, not as the Divine Masculine, someone else King of Cups, and a narcissist, Hierophant personality, that this is an energy that they can only dream of, or actually can they? Like, it's not even in their scope of reality of this union that's coming. Swords and all. And I was seeing violet flowers and blowing some energy today, and reminding you about forgiveness, what forgiveness is. Okay. And interesting too, I don't know if this is quite right, but I was all of a sudden getting all of the threes in the deck having to do with the journey, like Three of Wands being 0 point, Three of Pentacles being the third energy, Three of Swords being heart expansion, and Three of Cups being union, as opposed to Four of Wands, that the Four of Wands is after union. So that was kind of interesting, and that was at 10:27, all that stuff this morning. Self-discipline's coming up, and use the sun to charge you, as well as your stones. It's there to charge you as well, your energy, to clear it. And again came up the different suits of the cards that were dumping cups. For those of you who don't know, the order in the tarot deck, and the traditional one, is Wands, then Cups, then Swords, and then Pentacles. So Pentacles is the mastery of everything. So I was getting that the cups, we're dumping cups right now, because those are emotions, and pushing the button down, a switch. And then I got, it's time. Turn emotions off, stay calm and wise while messaging the truth and holding on loosely. Not hold on tightly, but hold on loosely. The full moon rendering you defenseless, basically. No projects, no jobs, no invitations, and no sleep. Just justice, truth, and balance. And then I was getting my V again. You know, I talk about the change symbol, the V, with one side open, and that's the third energy. The co-creation energy, and I was getting golden gates from this, and the vagina, but it's the golden gates, the portal. And then I noticed the shape of an ice cream cone, which resonated with me because it was like some of the diagrams I've been getting in my downloads about drawing this V shape and what goes with it, and the cross, and all that kind of thing. So that was very interesting. And when I develop that more, I guess I'll bring that picture out. Okay, also I was getting that we're moving into some final sexual blocks. Reflecting light, or Sophia. And again, the knee blocks were brought up. Divine Masculine had to move the left leg out of the way, or the feminine side out of the way, to clear his right knee block, which had to do with anger and about sexual wounds from the past, whether it's this lifetime or others. I was just getting a lot of dumping things and starting over, fresh. It's like a reset switch went off. Dumping any anger, lack of clarity, and just being satisfying doing you and helping others through the same kind of transitions that they'll be going through. Also, centrally, there's jealousy of family stuff, and jealousy of money is going to come up. This is all karmic energy playing out. Okay, this last stuff. I was getting the Knight of Cups loves the Queen of Cups. So that is that twin energy as well. Challenged by, I'm getting from the Divine Masculine, challenged by savings, their savings amidst post-war chaos, and a greedy earth sign in a marriage situation, or it could be just a contract work situation, someone walking away due to reunion. Also getting lightning strikes, gold. And that's when the capital R letter came up as well. And this was at 11:11 today, that lightning strikes. And then I got gold. And I looked up some of the minerals, because I was getting the R, and then I was getting rose gold. But I also saw there's different minerals with rose in it, like rose light, roseite. There's rosemaryite. It's pretty funny how many funny names there are in the minerals. But there was also a lot of Roman type ites as well, in minerals. But then I saw a picture of a V, which was rutile, R-U-T-I-L-E, which is from Brazil. But it was shaped like a V, so it was syncing me to what I just reported. And I was definitely getting that they were guiding me to rose gold. Okay? Lightning strikes gold, but it's rose gold. The Seven of Cups was coming up again. Leading the way. So bubbles and flames leading the way out of the cold. Confessing lies to end pain of a Queen of Pentacles, which is that very grounded energy of the Divine Feminine. And Justice, which is truth and balance. And the Divine Feminine just wanting for their Divine Masculine to see what's happening with them, to understand the heartbreak that the Divine Feminine has gone through, the heart, and just, wanting them to put it out there and take a leap to a new life, awkwardly dancing. And then I was getting good dancer from the Divine Masculine. And then sweet judgment in pure light. So there will always be judgment, but I was getting this will be sweetly judged. And speaking of, I wanted to bring it up too, because there has been sexual energy kind of coming in and out. It's not been consistent. And usually I'm pretty good with dealing with that anymore. It doesn't bother me so much. But yesterday it was like 6:34, 6:35 p.m. Sometimes sexual energy is very just general sexual energy, doesn't bother me too much. But this was more specific sexual energy, which I haven't felt in a while, and it made me feel like I had to go to the bathroom, which I did. And then, but I actually sat down and just cried from that feeling, which I haven't reacted that way in a while. So I didn't feed into it, but I just wanted to bring that up because, we are human, so it's not always easy to feel that kind of energy from someone that you love who may or may not be with somebody else, or you just don't know. So but we're transmuting those energies and staying present and not feeding into that stuff, and just pulling any sexual energy that comes in and pulling it up to your heart, your crown, your third eye, to recycle that energy. Okay. I also got again, the V came up again, but this time it came up as like the upside down seesaw, because I talked about that too, that it needed a V base as opposed to a T base to be more stable. So I was getting that the King of Swords with an upside down seesaw with a V base, holds the divine feminine. So the King of Swords had the sword in his lap, that the divine feminine holds the handle of the sword, the truth, and the divine masculine cradles the tip as not to get cut, in order to turn it around, to make the seesaw upright again. The wheel turns, offering a little energy to someone who's very drained. Okay? The one that's not showing off, but just always being themselves. So the divine feminine is in a very comfortable place right now, but just not in their, they have, you know, their family's not complete. Their family happiness isn't there. So that's something that's taking them a little bit out of their power. But they are very secure and stable, forgiving and learning. And there's a lot of nervous energy coming up still now. And there's a card that says stay optimistic about your love life, and I kept writing stay opti. And so I was guided to the eyes about that, opti. Stay behind your eyes, okay? Don't feed into things and stay in your third eye. That the divine masculine's coming up, the King of Pentacles again, as it did in the beginning of this read, as a prisoner of love, clearing blocks of passion and sexual wounds. There was some also a King of Swords energy coming up as feeling incomplete, needing to send their kids maybe back to the ex, that kind of thing. Might come up for people. But I was literally getting, this was along the sexual deviant lines, and the influence on the kids, so someone worried about, the masculine worried about sending the kids back to the feminine, and obviously this isn't going to be everybody, but worried about the feminine's new boyfriend or husband, whoever it is, and them being very reversed people, like a reversed King of Wands and a reversed Queen of Swords. So not the kind of energy you want your kids to be around, so there might be some of that coming up. Also, I looked up for gold is AU, but I wanted to see what the sinks were because gold came up, and the number for gold is 79, which is interesting because it's after the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, because the end of the tarot deck is 78, so 79 would be the pot of gold. So that was very cool, and Spirit's connecting with me, and it was 1133 at that time, which is 33 is the Christ vibration. It's also in the group 11. For the elements, and the period 6. And if you're interested, it's in the chromium family, gold. So, is there anything else? Yeah, just jealousy was coming up again. But I was getting that some of the divine masculines, after running away, may surprise their divine feminine after tackling the beast of jealousy, exposes themselves or their twin. Left eye at 0 point. So the left eye at 0 point, the feminine side. A message of love or innocence, playing ball. That could have to do with energy as well. Recycling unused sexual energy from the past and from your twin, with your right eye covered, which is interesting. Actually, because Patricia McNeely had shown me that once, to when you want to try to communicate telepathically or heart-based communication, cover the right eye. I think it's what she showed me was to cover the right eye and the left throat like this. We had also pushed some energy from the right to the left, yeah, over the crown and the heart chakra. And this was, a year or two ago, so. And Empress energy was coming up as dropping the facade, or maybe tripping up, but without option. There was no choice of path but the heart, okay? And then I was literally getting journey through the heart to prison to light and back to the heart again. Journey through the heart to prison to light and then back to the heart again. So that's the cycle that we've gotten. And people were bringing up this connection thing, and it's circuit. There's a circuitry that's happening right now. Because I had seen a circuit download that I told you the other day. I didn't look it up online. But it's showing us the circuit of the energy up and then down and around and coming back up again. Hanging in the eye of the storm, waiting for the light to illuminate from above, union, love, alone in the light, with the Knight of Cups, under God, indivisible, with inspiration and epiphanies for all, in the sun. And then there was like a wink. And that was at 11:55 this morning. And then right after that, or shortly after that, it was 12:12. I wrote my mail was 2020. And also when I woke up this morning, my mail was at 2000 to 000. It was saying stay at 0 point. And here we have again 2020. 2020 is hindsight. Well, don't look back. 2020. Okay. And I'll pull you a couple cards again too. Also, from the Divine Masculine stuff, so just some codes I picked up after this main read I did this morning. The devil is killing me softly with her words. Killing me softly. And for the Divine Masculine, they got stay op-D too. Stay behind your eyes. And I got from the Divine Masculine, wake up, sleepyheads. It was like the wheel is waking up sleepyheads who are sad and blue in their Page of Cups. So it's fresh new energy. They're a fresh new child. Okay? And then maybe a karmic energy coming up who couldn't sleep because well, this was a King and Queen of Cups. So I don't know what couple it is. There's a couple where some of the Queen of Cups can't sleep because the King of Cups is working on their star details or money details. They were up late at night, so it was keeping the Queen of Cups awake. This is on the Divine Masculine side. Divine Masculine's waiting for a message from the 5D because now they're able to message better. They're getting a hang of it. So receiving and sending messages to the Divine Feminine, and clearer, and this came up, clear about what turns them on. And actually the Queen of Swords and the Page of Wands under the moon came up. But that he owes her family happiness. There's a King of Wands that was coming up, and it might be the same King of Wands that was coming up reversed, that the Divine Masculine was not happy about sending their kids home to. I was getting it could be someone else random too, because obviously not everyone has kids or dealing with that. But the King of Wands fighting the Divine Masculine for money but saying because he's been so patient. Partners at work expressing a lot of feelings. There's some suffering going on for the Divine Masculine related to a mean, conceited Leo. That's what I was getting. And it could just be referencing the time period Leo right now as well. Or honeymoon or vacations was coming up. This could be the one. The Emperor now clear with new downloads about taking a leap of faith. Clearing justice blocks for the Divine Masculine. Okay, that you don't need to get justice. The universe gets justice for you in its own way, in its own time, according to the highest good of all those concerned, because the universe knows better. But again, the sexual issues as a child or past lives came up. Sexual issues as a child drained or made some of these Divine Masculines sick, and that's where the justice, where they're wanting justice still. But they're being called to take a time out in nature. This Emperor is confessing. There's a confessional going on. For some, it's coming up that the Divine Masculine has wanted to write or communicate with the Divine Feminine for a long time but there was some kind of narcissistic death. So it was either someone who was a narcissist or actually the actual Divine Masculine's transformation from being a narcissist or their player ways And the energy of Aries, Taurus, and Scorpio energies were coming up. That he was, if he was at war in his head, obviously from some kind of wounds. Defenseless to the Queen of Cups. Insecurities or manipulations. So this was the message I was getting from the Divine Masculine. Confessional of spiritual injury or brokenness and fessing up about it. And then when I was outside, and the sun was beautiful again, as usual these days, I saw all of a sudden, I was taking a couple pictures of the sun, and then I stopped, and all of a sudden this bird just flew overhead, way overhead, just with the wings spread. Smooth sailing is what I got, and then when I came in, I got another confirmation of smooth sailing. Actually, sand confirmation. Smooth sailing as I came in at 2:22, and my nail was 19.99. So that was it for that. And I'm going to pull a card for, like I've been doing. Just one card for both the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine twins, okay? So again, this is for the organic Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine twins. This is the Ascension deck. Okay. What is the advice? What is the advice for the Divine Masculine and Feminine? I just have to take a deep breath. I don't know if it's my twin or it's just the energy, but it's in my stomach. It's not. It was in my heart earlier. It's definitely more in the solar plexus right now. Okay. And it goes kind of into the stomach, like that nervous stomach energy. That's not me, because I'm very relaxed right now. So, transmute, transform, transcending clarity. What is for the organic twins, what is the advice? What is the advice? What is the advice for the organic twins? Okay, I got fire dragons. I'm just going to read you the card. I know I usually show you the bottoms, but just the cards today. Fire dragons, and it was just 37 on the clock. Number 7, okay, which is a very spiritual energy. It's the calm before the storm. It's the number of the priest or the psychologist. Dragons are fourth-dimensional elementals. They can access and transmute heavy vibrations that angels cannot reach. Archangel Gabriel oversees Thor and his fire dragons. You're asked to send out fire dragons, supervised by Gabriel, to consume negativity in places and auras, and then ask Gabriel's angels to replace the lower energies with a shimmering diamond of pure light. So this is perfect. I was just expressing stress energy going through my body right now. So it was answering by saying, call in Archangel Gabriel and Thor and the fire dragons. Call on a fire dragon to transmute any stuck energy in your own aura and to light you up at a higher frequency so that you can radiate enthusiasm and joy. And the affirmation is, I invoke fire dragons to clear my path to ascension. Okay. So just remember to protect and clear yourself every day. These energies are, they're not going to get any softer. Okay. There's nothing to fear. It's just energy downloads. We're expanding ourselves so we can receive more and more energy. So it's just getting acclimated to these energies and how to deal with them. So this is the past life deck. Okay. So what is the energy? What is for the organic twins, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminines? What is the advice? Okay. I got Asia. Okay, so you see that's the solar plexus. So something else coming up about the stress energy that's coming in. It's saying, cover yourself in yellow. It's going over the left shoulder, which is there's a universal chakra out the left side, going across the heart and the solar plexus. It's not crossing the high heart. High heart doesn't need the confidence, right? Because high heart's already above that. So it's the heart and the solar plexus, and it covers down to like the belly button and across that hip. Okay, so there might be some Asian energies just coming up in general as well. Maybe some kind of practice, a meditation practice I'm getting, and Look how, I just noticed how limp her left hand is. Okay. It's like there's a limpness or a weakness in the divine feminine, in their energy, because of this energy, like what I'm expressing right now. But it's just saying to rest. That the masculine will support you right now. The masculine is very strong. And actually, there's the card right underneath this card was father energy. Okay, so the father's wanting to protect their children right now, the divine masculines. And it's the I'm just noticing the left index finger. Okay, don't point fingers. Just hold them. A sweet little hand. Sweet little hand of the kid. Okay? The sweetness, the innocence of the child, and that's the energy of the Page of Cups that was coming up. You know, the divine masculine being reborn as their inner child after taking all the wounds off the wounded child. Then the journey of love. Sticky. Okay, so for the organic twins, let's clear all auric layers, all chakra layers, all auric layers, first layers and beyond. All multidimensional bodies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and reality for the highest good of all is concerned. Transmute, transform, transcend, and clear, please. And so it is. I don't know if you might be able to feel a little bit of that. But that definitely helped. Okay, so for Journey of Love, for the organic, divine, masculine, and feminine. Organic, divine, masculine, and feminine. What is the advice? What is the advice? What is the advice? Okay, gut. Drop into your heart. Very perfect messages for today. And just for this one, if you want to know, the bottom is Legacy of Light, 53. Okay. You are the legacy of light. Drop into your heart, which is 68. Okay. 68 is the Page of Pentacles. It's a 5. So that's all about exciting energy, and this kind of energy comes up under the 5 energy, because it's, you know, change and expansion and stress. A lot of things happening at the same time. That's very much that 5 energy. It's just exciting energy too. Like, if you get too excited right now, you're going to get that energy stuck in you to transmute, because it's just a very excitable, unstable energy. The 8 of inner strength coming out as the motherly energy, which could be me. You know, I'm like, my outer personality numbers is 42-6, so it's very motherly on the outside, and then the inner strength on the inside, trying to transmute these energies. And I'm going to read you what it says. But coming out as a 5, someone who's very free and having fun and romance and all that kind of stuff, but expanding and not feeding into the pain of expansion, right? Staying at 0 point in your heart. 68 is drop into your heart. Okay. There is a place of light within that no darkness can touch. It cannot be shamed. It can never be made impure. It is never lost or darkened or unavailable to us, though we may forget it sometimes. sitting in a darkened room and not realizing that we can stand up and walk into the light so close to us, just on the other side of the doorway to the heart. Whatever may arise, great joy, great sorrow, drop into your heart. Drop into your heart and offer it up to the divine, gently bowing your forehead into your hands in prayer. Connect the mind to your heart. Let yourself have some peace. It wants you, you know. This oracle brings you an offering. The divine would like you to offer whatever is bringing your heart trouble, or of course to offer or joy. The divine would like to receive this from you as a gift, that it may return to you some special blessing. Place your hands at your heart, and in genuine reflection, perhaps you may choose to offer your heart burden or light now. You can have my stomach stress. Thank you. Either will be joyfully received by the divine, and you shall be graced with a gift in return. And the poem reads, Longing. The dance to move beyond the feeling that draws me forward to a place born within that calls my soul to feel complete. And so it is. Okay. Have a great week. Make sure you rest and get some exercise to get all this out. Go out for a walk in nature, salt baths, all that kind of stuff. Drink lots of water, exercise, sleep, and eat well. You know, sugar is going to kind of affect you in this stressful energy as well. So have an amazing week. Rise and be loved, guys. Enjoy the sun.